Hello guys, this will be here. What if Deku was in the universe of Fallout, New Vegas, and his origin story will be told later on. But if we finish this series, I'll tell you the whole story. Okay, so we have Deku coming down the hill from Legionnaire. If you guys don't know what that is, it's Fallout New Vegas. It's the game. Look that up. And he come across this girl. Her tag was Momo, and he thought she seemed very familiar, and he just couldn't put his finger on it. And because we all know Deku being kind-hearted in like the anime, no, not in this universe. He is cold-hearted as let's just say a mug. But imagine a mug smashing, and if it's like your number one dad cup, and yeah, it's like gone instantly. So basically, that's how I would describe him. Anyway, he doesn't show his kindness much. It's really rare for him to show it. And he bought her from the Legion. And by the way, their currency is caps now. I don't know why, but whatever. He bought Momo. He took her to his place, and he began to talk to her, like saying, "Do I know you from somewhere?" Momo was replying that she said, "You do look familiar." And Deku wasn't actually his name. His real name was Izuku Midoriya, but he couldn't remember it since someone shot him in the brain. And don't ask, he lived, but he lost his name and memories. He is getting them back slowly, but it's really hard to see them. And yeah, Momo was like, "Are you Izuku Midoriya?" And he was like, "Who? You're Izuku." "That's my name?" "Yeah." "Well, I will recognize you anyway, because you're my best friend." I don't remember you. I've been shot in the head, straight through the skull." "How did you survive?" "Luck, destiny, I don't care." And Deku was asking a bunch of questions. Who was he? Where did he come from? She was explaining all this, and Momo didn't know this, because let's just say, yeah. Deku in this universe, he's like really bulk. Because he's been working out. Because in Wasteland, there's nothing else to do but try to survive or die in that wasteland. Anyway, back to the story. As Momo was then explaining, Deku asked if there were others, and she said they are, or there were, but they're all scattered around the land. And she's like saying that she wants to see our friends again, or our friends. And Deku's like, how'd you get into slavery? She's saying that, well, one of our UA class members sold me out. I'm like saying, what the hell is UA? Deku's like saying, I'm like, you really don't remember, do you? Deku's like saying, no, I have no idea. And she begins to tell him that they're from an alternate universe, and they're stuck here. Okay. Later on, there will be a way to get back home, but it will take them, like, I don't know. Let's say it will take them about until, like, they find all their friends. because I like plot. Deal with it, plot armor. And Momo's like, no. Wait, okay, why am I being stupid? Momo's say, I don't care if I swear, deal with it. So basically, Deku looked at her clothes and like saying, "Do you need new clothes?" And Momo's saying, like, okay, imagine her blushing, and she's saying yes because Izuku's all bulky and he doesn't have like his, I don't know, muttering as much. He just has being like just gives girls like that serious face if they're lying or not. That just pretend that she's not because she's not lying. And as soon as she, I don't know. No wait, what did I say? As soon as she waited for Deku to get back, Deku bought her new clothes, and he was saying that, wear this, it's better than clothes you're wearing. And she said, do you have a changing room? Yeah, I do. I don't in this hotel. It's pretty small. But if you go to Lucky 38, there's lots more room there. And if you want to travel there, it'll take us like a few days. And Momo says, sure. Yeah, the reason I'm silent, I'm like trying to think the plot right now. Okay. Okay, as soon as Momo put on like her new clothes and she asks what is she wearing, Deku's telling her that is combat armor Mark II. It's pretty good for defense and saving, I don't know, ASS your butt from, let's say, explosions and rocket launchers, because that is really good, but downside is you have to repair it. And lucky for her, Deku was the best repair guy in the whole wasteland. As they were going to Lucky 38, because it was bigger and had more Deku's weapons, Momo noticed someone that was in the UA class, and it was, I swear in the comments, if you got guys like saying, what about the rest? UA and Muck, I don't care, okay. I will add him in the story plot later. This is probably gonna be like very, very long. I'll make probably this is season 1, this is gonna be season 2 later on. I don't know. And anyway, I'll shut up and tell the story. Momo. Okay. God damn it, I forgot. Oh, let me think. Okay. Momo saw her classmate and it was Oraka. And Momo said, Deku, I found one of our classmates. Or our friend. Deku rushing over to her and like saying, she's dehydrated. Must have been walking for a while. Momo saying like, well, help her. Deku's like, okay, I was going to, jeez. And Deku opens a water bottle and she drinks it all down. And she thinks more clearly. And she's like saying, guys, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I couldn't find you. It's been like months. I've been so scared. Deku's like, hey, I lost my memory, so I don't know who the hell you are, but yeah. Orozaki's like, oh, okay. Deku grabs her hand and pulls her up. Momo and Oraka are walking to 38. And this guy, and once they arrive at the door, oh shoot, yeah, what ticket? Okay, I'll shut up. As soon as they were really close to arriving, but then these guys appeared right in front of them. If you're wondering how come like Deku was all bulky and stuff, he was in there longer than them. Because since he was like the first to go in, he's like been there for like, I don't know, 30 years, like 33 years. No, not 33, 13 years. And Yeah. And that's why the UA students look a bit older, but a bit younger at the same time. So, yeah. And they... oh, you guys gotta check something. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm at 1%. Fuck. I don't care. Okay, fire swearing. Okay. Okay. There you go, I'm charging. So... we have... 3 raiders and a Mr. Gutsy and Dick, and they were like, Momo and Oraka were like wondering what was that, and Deku said, "Back up now." Why? Like they were saying why. I'm sorry for swearing this much, but I can't breathe right now. And they were backing up. As they were backing up, the guy says, "Where do you think you're taking them? They look pretty good. Pretty fresh to me. You could use them for later." And Deku's like, let's just say he was like cracking his knuckles, and he was like, "Oh, you just insulted my friends." He was like going right after, like charging head first. Before he did, he threw a C4 on the Gutsy, and it blew it up. If you're wondering, yes, Fallout 76 has C4s. If you're wondering, like, why does he have a C4? It's just that the missions that you do in Fallout 76, not Fallout New Vegas, okay? Okay. As the Raiders were shooting him, he was, like, laughing, and they were, like, confused. Because, like, basically all the bullets were, like, bouncing off the armor he was wearing. And he just shot them both, all of them in the head. One tried to escape. Well, he did, like, miss one shot. Well, he didn't miss. He just shot his leg. Going right up to him. He's, like, saying, please, I have a family. And he's, like, saying, no, you don't. Deku's, like, saying, no, you don't. Stepping on his chest. And Momo and Oraka said, wait, Deku, don't. Or Izuku, you don't have to shoot him. He's already... And as soon as they were about to finish that sentence, he shoots him in the head. And Oraka and Momo said, why would you do that? And he said, a lot has changed in this wasteland. It changes you. I may not have my memories back still, but I've already killed the man that shot me. As they were a bit terrified of Deku said, it's fine. If any of our classmates are like this, I won't kill them. And they were a bit relieved, but also scared at the same time. And as soon as they were going right up to the gate, the guys, they were like people saying, hey, you want a bodyguard? And Deku said, no thanks, man, not today. Alright, see you then. And he said, whatever you two girls do, stick with me. Don't separate. They're like saying, why? It's very dangerous when we're entering here. Okay. And they were going past Securitrons, and the Securitrons were like, sorry, we cannot let civilians in. Mr. House guest, these are my guests. Talk to Mr. House, these two are my guests. Sorry, cannot allow. They're my girlfriends. And he said, very well, let them in. And they were both blushing and like saying, why would you say that? It got us in, didn't it? And they were like, that is true. And as soon as they're walking in, they see, I gotta play some Fallout New Vegas so I can memorize all the names. But there's a Robotron with a little cowboy hat on it, and he says, "Howdy there, partner. What you all doing today?" And he's like, "I don't have time to deal with this, Vic." I was like, "Okay, let some in." And they're like looking at the casino. Momo and Orok are like saying, "Whoa," and Deku's saying, "I hope you two girls know that only I can get in here. I'm the only person that's ever been here in over like a 1,000 years." And they were both like saying how. He said, "It took a lot of work to make this guy happy. He's my employer, but I arranged for the Brotherhood of Steel and the NCR to work together and Legion to form peace. And I said no more slavery. It took me a long time, but it worked." And they were like talking in the elevator. Oh, he was talking in the elevator. They were like asking so many questions as well, like, how'd you get that armor? And like, how are you such a badass? And they were like, he was like, okay, just pretend that clap was really loud. And he was like, you gotta work for a living, okay? And they were like, that is understandable. And he can't tell his secret because I think how much he's been through. Think how many friends he had to lose in that wasteland. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And as they got to the top of like his personal suite, all the girls were like, no, not all the girls, I mean like 2 girls were like, oh my gosh. They're like freaking, like saying, how do you have this stuff? And they're like, no. This is so hard. This is my first time doing it. I'm so nervous. Damn it. Okay. He was like, okay, girls. Oraka, you may want to change out of that outfit. And Oraka saying, why? Because no one wears those anymore. And she was like, oh, that would be true. And Oraka is staring at Momo's armor and is like, where'd you get that armor? Deku gave it to me. And he was like, oh. Plus, like you said, that was Mark II. It's better than Mark 1. Mark 1 is pretty, I don't know, resilient, but that one's twice as better. And that was like looking for something for Oraka to wear. Deku asked Momo to give back the armor because he's going to switch it out with something else for her to wear. And he gave Oraka and Momo clothes. Woman's clothes, not men's. I swear to God, if you are raving in the comments like, yes, there is a big S bed, but it's pretty good. Comfy bed in the whole personal suite. As he was looking for the armor and the weapons for them, they were like exploring around. Momo found like these snow globes, and she said, "Come look at them." And they're looking at them, and there was some missing. But as soon as Deku got the weapons and stuff, he was like saying, "Oh, those aren't actually mine." And they were saying, "Who are they?" "Mr. House's." "Huh? Who's Mr. House?" "The guy who's my employer." Oh, so why does why are these here? Oh, he every time if I find one, he gives me like a lot of cash for them, like a lot of like 200 caps every time if I find them for him. And he like snow globes, really? Well, a guy's got to make a living, doesn't he? And Oraraka and Momo, Deku gives them the like their the armor, and they were like saying, "What is this armor? It feels good, but also weird." And Deku was explaining like it's power armor, and I'm almost like, "Why? Well, can I just use my quirk? Quirk? What's that?" Or I'm almost trying to use a quirk. It doesn't work because she remembers that she can use them in this universe because no one has quirks. So does Uraraka, and like they're like saying, "We're idiots." And Deku's like, "I don't know what a quirk is, but that was really dumb." And as soon as Deku, okay, what you want to do with that power armor is, and as soon as he's about to explain, they ask Deku like, "Where'd you get this armor though?" Deku was like, "That is classified," and they're like saying, "Why? Do you really want to know what I've gone through to get that armor?" And they're like rethinking it. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Never mind, never mind. Continued Deku or Izuku. Just call me Deku, please. I don't like Izuku, and they're like saying, "Why? It's your like your whole name." And he was like saying, "I don't like it," in a deep, scary voice, and they're all like, "Shut up!" instantly. As soon as they were readied up and everything, yep, they were going out searching for more of their friends and stuff. One thing was really strange is that they found. Okay, this is really weird, but they found Bakugo inside the casino for adults. Him. And as they saw Bakugo, they were like, "How did we not notice he was there?" He was like sitting there, just sighing. He had like, okay, that's because he had homeless clothes. And they said, "Bakugo," and Bakugo looked up, and they were saying, "Oh, where were you? I've been looking for everywhere for you," being the short-tempered he is. And Bakugo sees Deku. He's like, "Deku!" He's like running at him, trying to punch him. And then Izuku grabs his fist, puts it behind his back, and like sit and puts a gun right up to his head. And he says, "Do that again, and I'll shoot your brains out." He lets go of Bakugo and puts the gun away. But the Securitron was like saying, "Is there a problem here?" No, there was not. Just we just resolved an argument. Very well, carry on. Bakugo's like, "What happened to you, Deku?" And Deku's like, or Izuku's like, "Life happened, Deku. Just life." And as soon as they were like, Momo and Uraraka were explaining how he had lost his memories and he doesn't know who he is. He remembers vaguely, but he can't fully remember everything because it hurts his brain too much. And also, I just want to say this. He is he's slowly aging. You wanna know why he's slowly aging? I swear, if you like say in the comment section, is he Dio's descendant? No, he's not. He is actually been installed with robotic engineering, so it makes him super fast, super strong, super like more agile, more aware of his surroundings than his body did. And basically he's like brains like freaking gone. It's like at the thing in the Mobius tank. He's like wearing like a brain that's fake. Not fake, it's just replacement brain. I feel like saying, guys, like, how is it even possible? Play Fallout New Vegas. You will get everything I'm saying. And Bakugo's like, okay, Deku. I want clothes, so do you have any on you? And Deku's like, boy, you're lucky I have armor. And Deku said to Momo, remember the armor I gave you, Momo? Yeah, I'm giving it to Bakugo. And he's like saying, cool. And Bakugo's like, goes behind the hotel and starts changing into it. And Bakugo's like, finally, I got fresh clothes. And Bakugo's like, wait, did I just take something? Did I just take the kindness from Deku or Izuku? And he was like, eat Deku! And he was like so mad, but he didn't want. If he punched him again, he'd like probably break his arm. And yeah, and Izuku was like, no, oh yeah, Izuku was like, listen, Bakugo, do you have a gun? And Bakugo was like, hell no. I've just been doing labor. And Izuku and the girls are like, oh. And Deku realized that he had to teach them how to shoot, but I kind of think some of them knew how to, but I don't think they knew how to shoot with, like, I don't know, their quirks are, like, not here. I know they don't need their quirks to shoot, but I think they need to learn how to shoot, because I didn't see Oraka or Bakugo start shooting lessons, but maybe Momo, because she has a creation quirk, maybe. So they're all going. Oh, and I almost forgot. Deku gives Bakugo. I really want to say a rocket launcher, but I really don't want to cringe it because I just want to think about how much explosions he's going to cause with the rocket launcher that's been fully modded. Just imagining how much times he's going to use it, how much ammo he's going to use. So he just gives Bakugo, I don't know, repeater. Yeah, cowboy repeater. And Bakugo's like, what the hell? And he says he's going to teach them how to shoot, but we can't do it here, or when we're leaving this town. We're going all the way back to my place, but we're taking transport. And they're like saying, transport? Why can't we do that earlier? Because he just used it yesterday before they. Oh no! Like, I don't know, like a week ago, because it was still refueling the vertibird, and he put a flare out, and he told them to drop them off at Sunnyvale, and it did. Once it dropped them off, it was, yeah, hard for them to believe that Deku was this like strong and wise, because when he gets back to you, like, if he ever goes back to UA, if you guys don't want him to go back to UA, because he's still quirkless there, and All Might still called him, even though would be a hero, but he went to UA, but then, let's say, Shigaraki's like, I don't know, his friend's portal thing, was, I don't know, unstable, and it transported all the UA students to another world. And Shigaraki and the Tomo guy left. And they were like, they were like all saying like, how Deku, and how what? How did you survive here? He did not answer. He only said one word. Survive, huh? Is that what you call it? I thought a quirk. Okay. Deck was like, what the hell are quirks? Because I'm getting sick and tired of you guys saying quirk, and I don't know what that is. After they're explaining, which they should have done, but they were too amazed by Deku with him being a freaking, like, scaring them, and meeting Momo, and then Uraraka, and then Bakugo. And as the Reaper drops them off, he asks the old friend to teach them how to shoot. And she does teach them how to shoot. Momo was way ahead of them because she knew how to shoot kinda, but she got better at it. I didn't explain the guns. The guns that Midoriya gave Uraraka and Momo. Okay, Momo got, let's see, I just want to say a minigun because how funny will that be? But no, because minigun would be too heavy for her. So, no, she got a shotgun. Like, Izuku's, like, best shotgun ever. And Uraraka got the assault rifle that Izuku always used. And Bakugo was saying with the repeater, he's like saying, this is not actually that bad, Deku. And he's like, but then he realizes, like, why am I being nice to this damn nerd? And, yeah, he was not having it at all, literally. He was like saying, oh, why am I being so nice to Deku? He's quirkless. And he just realized, like, oh, there's no quirks here, so I'm also quirkless. Okay, somehow Miku, I'll tell her in the next video. I'll explain her name fully, which apparently I can't get the name right, which is stupid. And yeah, they're all like done shooting, and they're doing on the first mission. Deku said we're going gecko hunting, and they're like saying gecko hunting. That's easy. They like all thought, and Deku was like, okay then. If you think it's so easy, we're going to the whole cave, and you're gonna kill them all, while I just walk right behind y'all, and I just see how you do. And they're like saying, yep. And I like all of them that Deku was smirk, like geckos, really? As soon as they went to the cave, they saw the geckos, and they were not normal geckos. They were standing on two legs, and they were like staring at them. And one was breathing fire at them, and they were like saying, "What the heck is that?" And that's a fire gecko. And Deku was explaining it, and he was like giving them this little smirk on his like his face, and was like, "Do you guys want help?" And they were saying like, "Maybe." They're like saying, but as soon as they got closer, Deku, and they were like, "Please help us, Deku." And he's like, "Okay, Aim for the ones that are the babies. I'll handle the dragon, the fire one. And Bakugo, you're with me. Why, you damn nerd? You want to call me nerd again? Or do you want to live again? Or do you just want to stay alive? And he's like, I can't argue with him. Damn it. And they both begin shooting the fire gecko. And they shot it multiple times so it would be dead. And Oraka and Momo got finished with theirs. And in the cave, Deku notices is like, huh. And they're walking through the cave and they notice there was like a bunch of dead bodies. They're like children and like bones and stuff. And there's like a super like this big the blue thing. It was called a stealth stalker. And Deku, they're like wondering what the hell it was because it was not a regular human they usually see. Deku said that it is a Night Stalker, and they're like saying, "What is a Night Stalker?" Well, there are super mutants like them, but they're green, not blue. Night Stalkers can cloak themselves, but they're really addicted to it. Deku's saying, and the Mark II one is better than the Mark One because it can hide you for longer. And sorry, bless me. And he notices the Mark II Pimp Boy, and Nasumi had the plans for I don't know, because the doctor said he was missing plans, and one of the Night Stalkers took it, but he didn't know where he went, and he was in the cave, and he said, well, I guess you guys are gonna be super mutants. And they're saying, what? What's super mutant? And yep. Deku walked out of the cave, and he said he had a vehicle, but it was only a 3-seater, so someone had to stay behind. Bakugo said, I'll stay behind. And Deku told him to stay at the Sunnyvale Hotel and take his room key. But don't worry, he has a second one in case Bakugo locks himself in the room, starts making noise, just starts smashing everything. But he's having a bath because think about it, how long would have been there? Because there's all the water around there's irradiated, and the only clean water is in Deku's room, Deku's hotel. So Oraka and Momo were both going to the swimming place, and one of Deku's friends, the big boy, the binocular, said, "Hey, it's been a while, outsider." And Deku gives him the fist bump, and they both fist bump, and they're like, "Good to be back." And Oraka and Momo were like, "What is this place? Why are these guys so big? Why are they green?" And the Night Stalker, one of the Night Stalkers, saying, "More humans. We don't need any more bugs in here." And Deku looked at him and was like, "Call my friends bugs again and see what happens, buddy." "You win this round." He leaves. And Momo and Uraka was saying, "Who was that?" That was Night Stalker's leader. He's a bit of a hothead, but I try to calm him down. And they get in there, and they see this person's face coming off, and saying, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Deku was saying, "What? Are you talking about her?" "Yeah, her face is almost coming off. She needs medical attention." And Deku's like, "Have you not seen a ghoul before?" And they're saying, "What's a ghoul?" And he said Man, you guys haven't been in this wasteland longer than I have you? No, we just. How many days have you been here? We've been here a few months. Months. Um, did I go in the portal first? Yes, you did. I've been here for 13 years. Not 13, actually. It's actually like 15 years. And they're like saying, how are you still young? He said cybernetics, and they're like, are you really human? I'm still human. Just that I'm a bit faster than most. And they're like saying, but back to the topic. How is she? What's happened to her face? She needs medical attention. Deku's like explaining that their ghouls, they have longer lifespan than humans. They age very, very slower than regular humans. So she's like over like 130 years old, and she's like, pretend you're like a baby coming out of the womb, and you're like spring like a chicken. That's what she is. But that spring is getting rusty. As Deku gave him the blueprints, Deku already memorized them in his head. He's like, this will become handy later. Oraka and Momo were like, huh. I didn't know that you know that guy. And right, it's about to leave. The doctor said, your arm is ready, Deku. And he's like, fuck yeah. Finally, Doc. And they were both confused what armor. And he shows them, it's experimental, but he puts on the armor. They look at him and they're like saying, whoa. Doc's saying, like, that's the most advanced armor I can make, so take good care of it. Got it, Doc. It's experimental, so tell me what the tweaks are later. Deku got the new upgrade. Okay. You know the NCR armor? Imagine being a black and the eyes, like, yellow. And, yeah. And when someone shoots at it, it has a defective shield all around, like a force field. The armor is surrounded with it. And that's what Deku's upgrade has become. And I'll explain it more in detail of how he met the duck in the story. Okay. Momo and Araka were like, wow, we didn't know you were this popular, Izuku. And Izuku was like, is what happens when you're living in this hellhole for like 15 years. And he also said, oh, I think I should tell them. Tell us what? That my brain is actually a prosthetic. And they're like, what? Basically, he wanted to explain fully, but they said, I'll explain everything when we get back to the hotel. And like a few hours later, they were back at the hotel, and they were like saying, why didn't you use your bike as well to ride us all over there? Because it requires gas, and yeah, they're all saying duh. And Deku was like, do you see any gas here? They're looking all around, and they saw barely any. They're like, the chances for like a barrel full of gas was like 1%. 1%. And Deku has like freaking 8 of them in a garage somewhere, but he doesn't tell anyone because he doesn't want people to steal them. As soon as they get back, the door's locked, and they're like looking at Izuku. Did you give him the only key? And Deku's like, hell nah. I have a backup key. Opens the door. He's still having a bubble bath. And Deku notices his like his bubble bath was like, and he just opened the doors like, Bakugo, did you waste all my bubbles? And Bakugo says, yeah, I did, nerd. What are you gonna do about it? And Deku went in the fridge, put hot sauce in the tub. But okay, that's not normal hot sauce. Okay, that hot sauce is so hot it can make the water like I don't know, dry up instantly. And the water was drying up, and it was like, oh, what birds are hot, 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 hot. And Bakugo was like, what was that for? And he was saying, that was for wasting all of my, like, my bubbles. My bubble bath. And he's like saying, you can get new, you can get some more. And Deku says, those cost 500 caps. Not 500, 5,000 caps for those bubbles. Bubble baths, dude. And he's like, oh. But don't worry, he got some spares. And the girls are like, can we have a bath? Deku was like, yeah, but we're not having one here. What? And I'm gonna explain why I have a prosthetic brain. And Baku was like, wait, what, nerd? I'll just go outside and I'll show y'all. And Deku said, everyone put your arms on, like, your arms around my shoulders. And as soon as they did, Deku pulls out the device and like saying, what's that? Click. 3. And it was like counting like 3, 2, 1. And they were like in this room. And they're like having no, like, they were like saying, where are we? And when they turned around, all the machines were talking like, hello there. And all of them like was so scared. Baku was like, who did it? Who talked? He was like trying to shoot the auto doctor that healed Deku most of the time. And Baku almost did, but Deku like grabbed his gun. He says, don't shoot in here, you idiot. And they're like saying, Deku, what is this? Saying that this is where he has prosthetic brain and has his brain here, and if you guys want to talk to it, come talk to it. And Bakugo's like, wait, what? I have to see this. Everyone's looking at the test tube, and it pops up. It's like, hello there. My name is Frank. And everyone's like, how can your brain talk? Deku was like saying, it's my brain, it makes me think. So why wouldn't it have a mind of its own? And they were both like, kind of true. Anyway, girls, so shower's over there. And yeah. The door closed on them, and they're like like robots in there. If you're wondering if there are any robots, no, they're like toasters and cleaners, like the little like just a toaster. I swear, if you guys make fan art of robots, I'm gonna be really mad. And the all two girls were having a shower. It was really nice and clean. And while they were having that, they were like discussing how like Deku became like so like, oh my god, hot. And they're like saying like, we really shouldn't have bullied him, shouldn't we? No. And Isku wishes not to remember because there's still bits and like metal in his brain. Oh, okay. Metal Well, there isn't metal in his brain anymore because it's right there, but they're still linked. They're still linked to the very same body and soul. So whatever the prosthetic brain feels, it goes all the way to his original brain if he's trying to remember. And our doctor said, "Yo, boss, yeah, I got a new mod for you. What kind is it? Heal factor." And he was like, "How long? That'd take long enough." And deku was like getting installed, and he was like, "Oh, there you go. That heal factor is really quick than last time." Yep, that's the new version. Version 1.8.0 and 1.818.0, and it was like, oh, that's good. And as soon as the girls got out, they were like saying, "Thanks, Deku. This shot was actually pretty nice. It's a pretty good place here. You're telling me, and I actually enjoyed talking to other girls." And Deku was like saying, "Listen." Deku's like saying, "I can't believe I'm gonna do this." Do what? Bakugo, I'll be back. I just gotta get you something so you can just, I don't know. As soon as Deku gets back, he gives Bakugo this armor with the red power armor with the like red stripes. And Bakugo's like, "Why do I need this?" "Because the armor you know what? Fine, Bakugo. Which armor do you want? You want this one or the one you're wearing? The one I'm wearing." And Deku was like, "Boss, I can upgrade that to like Mark 8 and the helmet." And Deku like was like, and Baku was like, "Sure, where do I put it?" You put it on the table of the hologram screen. So we did, and it was gone. It was like very flashy and like super flexible, and Baku had more strength and like it was like increased his senses. He was more aware of his surroundings, but not as much as Izuku. He was a bit strong, but not as strong as Izuku's armor because it is enhancing him. And he can jump like, I don't know, 20 like 2 feet. Well, Izuku can jump like 20 feet, and when he comes back down, he just like leaves a crater. But he can choose to leave a crater if he puts more force into his his what's the thing called when he's like coming down for like his momentum? Yeah, I think it's his momentum coming down. I don't know. And as soon as he's coming down, okay, well, next topic. Okay, continue on with the story. Just don't listen to my stupid rambling. As soon as they were done with the like the like with Bakugo's armor and stuff, they were saying that they heard something outside, and they thought it was like one of the UA students, which it was. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to do something. It's just, anyway, I'll try to be quick. And it was. No, this is, I should just say this, but they don't find a classmate yet, but they find her after. Yeah. They found. Okay. They found Floppy? Floppy? Or Floppy? Floppy. Yeah, it's Floppy. They found Floppy, and she was like scared, and she was very wounded. She was like bleeding a lot. And as they were coming down, they didn't know this. Deku was like taking them down, and they saw Floppy, and they were like, "Floppy, are you alright?" And they're like saying, "Guys, is that really you?" Floppy was like, "I missed you guys. I've been trying to get food, but I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't eaten in a few like months. While you've been eating food that was left, and yeah, but I'm really hungry." Oh, I guess we'll go. You know what? I'm guessing Bakugo, you want to let off a little steam. Yes. Give me your repeater. Why? Just do it. Fine. Damn nerd. And seriously gives it to him. He's like, Deku says, upgrade. His repeater's like fully upgraded. It's like, it used to be gold, like silver and like brown on the sides. Now it's like completely black with stripes going like all around the gun. And when Bakugo shot it, it exploded. Yes, I am making it explode. Why? Because you guys like running. Why? When is he gonna get explosives? His explosive quirk. It's not a quirk. His gun has explosive, and the more concentrated he is on the target, the more it explodes. The less he is, the less it damages it. But he can turn it off and on whenever he wishes. And they were like saying, why didn't you do that for hours? Because that strains him a lot. And if he ever did it to you guys, the upgraded like weapons, it will drain him so much that he won't be able to move. Because his suit is his, like, I don't know, his whole like energy is pretty like hard to come by, but it regenerates. But if he uses like all of it, he can't move in that armor he's wearing. And it's really hard for him to even be able to move a muscle in that armor without the power source. But anyway, back to Floppy. Floppy. They're all like saying, Deku, bring her inside. Deku was like, got it. Mobius council members were like, how are you doing? Pretty good. Okay, open the door. Sure thing. They did, and they put Floppy to the auto doctor. Well, they had to. Deku said, how old are her clothes? They're like saying, why does it matter? Deku was like, okay, whatever. They put her in, and Deku was telling them, yeah, the auto doctor's here to strip her naked. And they're like saying, what? Why didn't strip you naked? Because my armor is recognizable, hers ain't, so don't worry. She's gonna keep her panties in her panties in her bra. That's the code of the thing. Cause if it ever went down, we'd have problems. Why would he have problems? Cause the older version cut them off, and they just totally dismembered the person that was inside. And they're like saying, "Oh, well, good thing it's not there anymore." And Dick was like, "Yep." Deku was like walking up, just going up the elevator. looking at the stars. By the way, Momo was with Deku, and Oraka was like with Floppy, like trying to find clothes, but like she's like freaking out. Deku Secret just put a walkie-talkie like behind her, like ahead of time. So he's like, "Calm down," and Oraka's like, "What? You can hear me? Check the back of your pocket." And she did. He's like, "How'd you fit this in here?" But anyway, the clothes are in my locker 3-2. Thanks. And Deku and Momo they're like looking at the stars, and they're like, "This place is really different from ours, ain't it?" Yeah, I come here sometimes to sightsee and relax. It's pretty peaceful. And Bakugo was like, "Hey nerd, I'm out of ammo." And Deku was like, "Can't have any peace and quiet around here." Mo was like, "Agree." Because they're like relaxing. They had like that one moment of chill, and Bakugo just ruined it in an instant. And he was like, "Well, someone has to babysit him." Momo and Deku get up, but they've been like out the top for like a while, because I just don't want to have to like say, because it like in seconds they're like there, but they're there, and then Bakugo's like ruins it for like 1 second. He's like, "Get down, you nerds!" Just like they imagine they just got up there, and he just says whatever. And they're getting down the elevator, and Floppy's like saying thanks to Deku for saving her, and she's like saying, "Where's the food?" And he's like, it's in my fridge." And she looks in the fridge, and he's like, "Oh." But first, Deku said, "Let me open some of them for you, because these are really good, but some of them may have radiation." She says, "What?" She just said, "What?" And Deku was like, calm down. These are not radiated. I got the food that hasn't been contaminated." And Deku and all of them were like, phew. And Deku said, "Listen, girls, if you want to come here and just, I don't know, chill, I'll have my computer make you the devices for them." I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit tired. A few more minutes, I might wrap this up. So, yep. And Deku gets down the elevator. Police members are like saying, "Why'd you bring more lobotomites?" And he said, "I don't really care. So, they're not lobotomites, they're human." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sorry." I just say Bakugo was like saying, die. And he's like using his fists like to fight enemies right now. And he just sees this military guts. He's like, "Bring it on. I'll use my fist to fight you." And as soon as Deku like got all the way down, he's like, "Get down, you idiot!" He ran to punch the Gutsy, and it was like, I don't know, it was like circuits crashed, and Baku was like, "What the hell? That was my kill." And Deku was like, "You're such an idiot." "Why?" "Why? Just because I'm better than you." Deku was like, "You ain't better than me, because I just saved you, right? So what the hell are you talking about?" And Bach was confused by a saved. I could have handled that thing easily. Could you have handled a plasma or a flamethrower at all? And he was like, he growled, but he kept this cool. Anyway, he gave Bakugo more revolver ammo. And all of them were saying, like, they were pretty tired. They were walking around a lot. And Bakugo was, like, immensely tired from, like, punching stuff. And Deku was like, yep, I'm tired as well. And the thing is, Deku had 2 beds. One was a queen size bed, like no, a king size bed, and the one was the medium bed. Baku said dibs on medium, and he was like, fuck. And the old girl was looking at Deku like, is this really gonna happen? They're like saying, no. And he was like saying, yeah, that's true, because we're all friends. Because all of them were sleeping, and Izuku was like putting them all to sleep. And as soon as they all went to sleep, he went to sleep. He took off his armor, like not his whole armor. He left his pants on, but he had this like the best 6-pack in the world. And when all the girls woke up, like staring at his like 6-pack, like, oh, let's just say all of them were having a nosebleed. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, this will be the end of the video. Stay tuned for more. Like and subscribe.